Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, and welcome to episode 20 of BDAchat. It is episode 20?
Yeah.
It's episode 20.
It is episode 20.
Welcome back, Lee.
Thank you.
How are you feeling?
I'm good. Still got a little bit of the older, but, you know, working my way through it. Thank you. Sorry for not being here last week. Joining me this week on BDAchat, we've got the ever-resourceful Rob, the beautiful Camilla, and Captain of the ship, it's Dave. So this week, we're going to be talking about one of the most informative, important things that you need to know about. Top of the shop, though, just to be sure, this is no sort of legal advice here. This is just our opinion. If you do need legal advice on GDPR, please go and talk to your local GDPR rep, solicitor, that sort of person, who will fill you in on all you need to know legally. But this is just a point of what you need to know about GDPR from a marketing point of view. So it's just some opinions, some insights to what we have gathered. But before we get into the hot topic of GDPR this week, anybody got any news that they want to bring up? Anything new that's happened to them this week? Anything they'd like to share?
Oh, I'm going to the D&AD festival next week, which is pretty cool. You're going as well, aren't you, for one of the day? I'm really looking forward to it. Some really awesome talks. And genuinely some good stuff and some good people.
Is it next week? I might try and bag a ticket.
It's Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday, and I think it's near Brick Lane. It's brilliant. I'm really looking forward to it. So 3 days just to soak up lots of info and see what it's all about. They've even got like yoga classes that run throughout the whole thing. So if you need a bit of mindfulness, you can go and do a little bit of yoga. Then you've got the director and the CEO of ASOP there talking about brand. It's
sweet. Brilliant.
There's some really, really wicked stuff. Yeah. So that's my news. I'm excited. I'm looking forward to next week.
Sounds great. It's not news for me. I just thought that with everything that's going on around with GDPR, cybersecurity hit the news this week. Based on what's happening with Russia at the moment, I don't want to get diplomatic or political on this, but they're increasing the cybersecurity threat to British companies. So again, you know, with data in mind and data protection and all these elements that are coming up in this talk, I thought it was just relevant that, you know, guys, make sure you might not be a target, but make sure your websites are up to date, latest plugins installed and running the latest versions. So just things like that really for the listeners. Not likely to be targets, but again, they've raised the threat level on cyber to the UK.
Anything you'd like to add, David?
No. I think both good points.
I'll just a quick shout out to, I have had a listener reach out to me recently.
Oh, you say that every week. I like it.
I do, yeah. Every week.
I really like it.
One just comes up and it's like, oh, you made my week.
Where are they from?
Well, it's quite close to home, this one. Quite close to home. You can have a guess.
Is it your wife?
No, it's not my wife.
Do you walk out of shops and people take photos of you now?
No.
Like all the bulbs going off?
No.
Okay.
Why? Well, because I'm 2% of the population. No, actually, it was Elizabeth. Do you know Elizabeth? Elizabeth Dunn?
Yes.
Elizabeth Dunn.
Yes.
She reached out to me the other day because I was filling in the questionnaire thing that we've got to do on Thursday.
I love Elizabeth.
And she said, oh, by the way, I really enjoy your podcast. I was listening to shout out to Elizabeth. She said she's just had a tattoo done, a lovely tattoo, by the way.
Have you seen it?
Yeah, because I asked her.
To send a picture?
Yeah.
She did.
She did. Well, no, it was on Insta, so I was having a look on Insta. But yeah, she wants to start up her own podcast as well. She's like, I'm really into it. You know, I want to do it. But anyway, so all the best, Elizabeth. I hope your podcast gets going. And if you're ever in the area, feel free to tag on Be a Guest and Ask. So, moving on. Obviously, everyone's chomping at the bit. Speaking of which, did anybody ever win on the Grand National?
I didn't even place a bet.
Yeah,
Good link.
£18.
No.
£18 I had.
Oh, spend it wisely.
I know. I spent 20, got 18 back.
Well,
Anyway.
Whoops.
So, GDPR.
It's exciting.
If anyone can make this show exciting, if anyone can make GDPR exciting, Rob, it is...
Stop talking about shows. You just said
Did I
show.
say show again?
Yes, you've got a show in your head.
This
I like it. This is a show.
It is.
Yeah.
It's GDPR. And GDPR show, Rob.
Yeah. Well, I'm happy to start. I think, and I just want to kind of re-emphasise what you said, that we're not here to talk about the ins and outs, the do's and the don'ts and the legalities of GDPR today. But I think it poses a really interesting challenge to brands and to marketers. Because what it basically means is you're going to see a lot of brands and marketers having to delete their databases, their customer databases for marketing purposes, and almost, in a lot of cases, start again from scratch. And this is basically because there hasn't been an explicit opt-in to be on that database, to be marketed to be sold to via email or other forms, obviously email being the most common. So this poses a really interesting challenge for brands.
An interesting time, isn't it?
An interesting time. So for brands, for marketers, and also what does this mean to you and I as part of the general public as well? What does this mean for our inbox? So again, that's the reason we're having this chat today. I think not to get caught up in.
Everyone knows that now.
Yeah, everyone's doing their reading up and like you said, speaking to their advisors. This is today to see how are brands handling this. What challenges are being posed.
I think it's quite exciting. That's my
I do too.
my stance on it.
Mm.
I think there's more benefits to it than cons.
Yeah.
No, the reason, yes, there is that worry, and all marketers can have that worry that I've got to delete a load of my customer data.
But not good customer data.
Yeah, that's the point.
That's
Legacy.
the thing. You're getting rid of the...
You're getting rid of the volume, but hopefully, in getting rid of that tranche of
poor quality.
of customers that you don't actually deal with, they're just a name on a database.
And who aren't interested in your brand.
Absolutely. You're actually then just going to the people who really want to hear from you.
Yeah.
So actually that's going to make your engagement go up.
Mm.
It's going to
It's going to be hard. You're going to have to work hard for it.
but you're gonna have to
That's
create
quite
better
fun.
content.
Yeah.
Better email marketing, better direct mail pieces, better content that people want to subscribe to. They want to hear from you.
Yeah, because we all have that right now. You come in the morning, you open you're deciphering, you're
hate
going
my inbox.
work email. Oh, spam, marketing, sales, and you're deleting
How many
those
times
bits.
you just go delete,
Yeah,
delete,
yeah.
and you don't even read them.
Yeah.
You don't even look at what they are.
No.
Because you don't have time.
We don't have time.
And it's even stuff that you have subscribed to that you normally 6 months ago you wanted to hear from. So say you had a fitness kind of thing that you wanted to do, you subscribed to Sweaty Betty's news list, all these other brands.
Betty.
I like that brand. And now I don't want to see it in my inbox because I'm not mentally in that place as I was 6 months ago. So I don't want to see it. So I am delete because I know I just don't want to see data from them. I don't want to see emails from them. So it's like delete. It will be so refreshing not to have to do that and almost seek out what I want to hear at that time.
Yeah.
And there's no sneaky list like, the unticked box that you then have to read the small print to say, should I untick it or tick it? There's none of that kind of little shenanigans going on, which is great.
Yeah, I'm with David on this one. I see this as a potential rebirth of email marketing because... Yeah, it's purely that audience who have opted in because they really want to hear what you've got to say. And do you know what that means? Yes, your engagement rate, your open rate's going to be up, fantastic. But actually, more importantly than that, your brand or company message is going to get through. Because at the moment, we see such low open rates on emails, as benchmarks across the board. And I think that is the exciting part. Yes, you've got to rebuild your database, but you're rebuilding it with quality.
But going back to your point just now, Camilla, we use Sweaty Betty as an example.
Yeah.
You said, well, right now, 6 months ago I was interested in Sweaty Betty, I wanted to hear from them. Now I don't. But what about in 6 months' time when you decide, actually, I do want to hear from them again because I'm back in that frame of mind and I want to get fit and I want to hear from them about their clothing and all of that stuff. Sweaty Betty, using that as an example, they're missing out on an opportunity to get to you at that point, aren't they?
Yeah.
Because you've probably removed yourself from their
So they
data
can't.
list.
And so say it's like a weight loss program, for example. They know that there's specific times. January, for God's sakes, is hugely busy for them because everyone's had the Christmas period. They feel pretty guilty. They want to lose some weight. They'll sign up to a well-known diet brand. Then it'll do a lull. And then just before August, it'll come out again because people are thinking about their summer holidays, their bikinis there, being on the beach. So again, they're in the same problem because then they'll go, oh, they've probably switched off by now, but how do we get them again in August time, in June, July time? Because they've signed that they don't want to have any correspondence from us.
Yes.
That is a challenge.
It is a challenge.
That's where their marketing fits in. You'll get their EDMs and their general marketing.
Like when that becomes of interest to you again, there's a good chance with certain brands you're going to seek it out again. Seek it out, go and sign up, and then sign up to the newsletter, the correspondence, the marketing, which is great. But there's a lot of brands who won't have that because you are a startup or you're not a known brand. So that is the challenge. I think for us, for an example, is we have an event we do each year. Think, and suddenly, we can't just mail out to everyone on our database anymore. So again, what do brands do?
I think you just need to work harder. The marketing, the rest of the marketing needs to work harder, and you need to think, what are our customers thinking?
So, some examples, because I mentioned just now content.
Yeah.
What kinds of things could people be doing?
So
Well-
using your social media channels, for example,
Mm.
and yeah, you can still use targeting because people have opted in to receive that targeting as part of the T's and C's of Twitter, for example, or Instagram. You sign that, yes, you will accept that. That's just a default setting, and that's still in place after GDPR. So you can still target people. It's not as specific as EDMs, for example, but there are still little loopholes
Yeah.
that brands will be able to use.
Yeah.
Loopholes is probably the wrong word because it sounds quite
Yeah.
sneaky, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Other tactics that they could use.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I think right now there's a massive opportunity. You can mail out to that database, and it's a chance for you to, and we've all seen examples of this, to be really human and really honest about what's happening. GDPR is coming. We're going to remove you from our database unless you opt in. And the reason you might want to opt in, and a lot of them are using these sorts of words, because we want to give you insights, interesting information, the latest offers. We don't want to bombard you with nonsense and rubbish. We want to give you critical, timely, informative pieces.
Yeah.
And that's what a lot are doing. So, a company that we work with, Instant Magazine, we all received that one, and we thought, do you know what, this is really nicely worded. They're saying,
Can I read it out? Because
Oh, have you got
I've
it?
actually got it here
Perfect.
from our friends at Instant Magazine. Hi, James. So it says, hey, James, Sean here from Instant Magazine. As you know, our mission at Instant Magazine is to make the web a better place by helping our customers create exceptional content. We're committed to providing you with tips, tricks, and fresh ideas to empower your content creation. To ensure you're getting the emails you crave, we've asked everyone on our mailing list, including you, to provide an explicit opt-in for future blog updates, and so on and so forth.
It's nice, isn't it?
It's so simple,
so
and it's
easy.
very
Yeah.
transparent.
So easy.
Yeah.
Because that's the point, isn't it, of GDPR? It's the ability to. It's as easy
Yeah.
to opt in
Yeah,
as it is to opt out.
Yeah.
yeah,
And that's one thing you have to be really careful of, is that you do make it very easy.
Yeah.
yeah.
Um,
And the language, keep it so transparent
Yeah,
and simple, and just say,
absolutely.
this is what we will provide to you from
Yeah.
our content. If you want to see this type of content,
yes,
click here.
absolutely, because you have to be explicit about how their data is going
Yeah.
to be used.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yes. Absolutely.
And then provide, once you've got the consent, you can only keep the data for a certain amount of time.
Yep, data
It is-
retention.
Absolutely, which is, I forget what the legal jargon is, but a fair amount of time.
Yeah.
Not an inordinate forever.
Yeah.
It might only be for a year,
Mm.
and then you've got to refresh that consent
Yeah.
again.
Yeah.
It's the 25th of May, right?
It is.
Yes.
It's the 25th
Yes,
of
it
May, I
is.
thought so.
Yeah, it is.
Which is just a month away.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Lee Williams, tell us about your inbox. What's going to disappear
Oh.
from your inbox that
My
that will
inbox.
go and you'll be like, oh yeah, that's gone. And what's going to stay in your inbox? Is there anything that you subscribe to that you want to opt in and make sure you're still getting, and other things you're just going to let go? What does that mean to your inbox?
Do you read your inbox, Lee?
Nope.
Lee doesn't have
That's
an
the
inbox.
best answer.
I don't.
He doesn't need one.
I have work inbox, and then the rest of it is filtered. But to be fair, I tell you, there was one that popped in. Very rarely do I go through my email. I just ignore it.
We've noticed.
That would explain a lot.
Well, no, work. No, obviously work's work, but if you don't go subscribing to loads of rubbish, then you won't have to filter the rubbish. Is my point of view. So there's other than the ones that, you know, if you've ordered something, Amazon, yeah, that pops in. But the rest of it, I don't really subscribe to a lot of stuff. But saying that though, I did go to, now I always get these two the wrong way around. It's either Miller or Carter or Carter and Miller. I went there with the wife for a nice meal the other week, and they sent me an email, and they gave me £10 off my next visit there. So that's the first time, and that's just popped in. And the only reason that I flagged that one up because it, you know, flags up on the £10. I was like, oh, £10 a voucher, there's an offer, okay. But literally, my inbox, I don't. If anything,
Can I ask
to
a
be
question?
fair, I'm more of a social media chap.
Did you give them your email address? At what point did you give
Yeah,
them?
I did think that at the time.
Yeah, so
They were sold
so-
it, maybe.
Because
So maybe.
I don't know how they either. I don't remember how they actually, because I've just booked a table. I don't even know
Yeah.
how they got there.
That's
Talking
soon
on
going to
that
be
vein.
ended, which is great.
We heard about the Weatherspoons example.
Nope.
Have you not? Right, so Weatherspoons have basically turned around and they have said, we're just going to remove everybody from our email, from our database, and we're not going to send you anything anymore.
And remove all our social media channels.
And I think it was yesterday.
Yeah, it was yesterday.
They made that decision just to
think like
take down
44,000
all of their
Facebook
social media
followers.
channels as well.
Yeah.
Wow.
So very, very drastic.
Why so
Oh,
extreme?
Sudden.
Don't know.
There's
it-
lots of debates online,
I'm sure.
and
there
do
probably
have a
are.
read
You
if
know,
people are interested.
Is that a marketing ploy in itself to try and get attention? we're taking this drastic approach to it. We're
part of
just
it.
switching everything off. Get people talking like we are now, and then maybe these.
Sometimes you can have
elements will
too
appear.
many channels. I was trying to reach out to a voiceover artist the other day, or an actor, and I went to his website, and then it was like, oh, I could get him via various different channels on there, and it was just like, I was like, by the end of it, I got a bit confused.
I saw your tweets actually.
Did you
Popped
see
up
the-
on my phone? Yeah.
I thought I'll send him a tweet because I thought I could have gone through his agent, but I thought, well, I'll just send him a tweet, see if I can get hold of him because I need to talk to him, and he still hasn't replied to me. But it was just,
Yeah.
there's just sometimes there's just too many channels to just sift through, and you just get. But for me,
Yeah,
yeah,
I
my
get what you're
one to
saying.
avoid is, well, anyway, I'll go to me and my love of, well, not love of Facebook.
Yeah.
Get back on topic. But I think the point of this, there's nowhere to hide
Yeah.
with GDPR. It
Mm.
affects everyone.
Yeah.
Whether you're a small business
Mm.
or whether you're a large Facebook, Google, Amazon organisation, every company is affected by that. If you deal with an EU citizen,
Mm.
you must comply. If you are, as a business, affected by the Data Protection Act, then you therefore have to be compliant with GDPR.
Mm.
And that's not just on the external stuff like marketing, as we touched on here, but it's also your internal data as well.
Mm.
So that can be about your employees.
Yeah.
And then that goes into different types of data
Mm.
you might hold on those individuals as well.
Mm.
And then you can also be a data controller or a data processor.
Tell us more about this data
Goodness
controller.
me.
Again, I'm not a legal advisor on this stuff,
Mm.
but you've got companies like us who could be perhaps processing data on behalf of our clients. So it's not our data, but we're
Yeah.
using that on their behalf
Mm.
to do something. Okay, but if you own that data, you are the data controller. It's your data, and therefore, but there are different rules and regulations for the different types of data processing
Yeah.
controller, if that makes
Yeah, it
sense.
does. It's quite complex. I
It
can
is
imagine
a
it's
complex
quite.
area,
Yeah.
and that's why we keep saying you need to get legal advice, because it is a big area that
Mm.
needs to be done specifically to your business.
Yeah.
And a lot of larger organisations will have a data controller. I forget what the term is, but somebody who is specifically responsible
Mm.
for data
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
compliance with GDPR. So, yeah,
Do you know
it's
what?
a massive topic,
Mm.
and also it's worth mentioning that at Think 2018 there was Chris Buck
Yeah, that's a good point.
from Franklin Solicitors who came on to talk about GDPR, and it's worth having.
We'll
a
put
watch
the
of
link
that.
in the description.
Yeah, it's on our website, and have a look at that.
Yeah.
Because that
Yeah,
gives
he
you
raised some really good
information.
points. He makes quite a dry topic
Absolutely.
funny, as funny as he could anyway.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely. He does very,
Bless
very
him.
well.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Chris Buck.
But yeah, we haven't got long.
Yeah.
It's 5-6 weeks.
Exactly.
25th
Less
of
than
May
that,
now?
Yeah.
yeah.
The time is ticking.
Yeah.
And just one thing to add to that, because I know we're looking to close up shortly. I think I get asked a lot recently, how does it affect Google Analytics? And I think the important thing is a lot of Google Analytics data is non-personal, non-identifiable. But Google are building in functions, data retention functions. So you can go into your settings, set how long you retain data, the ability to delete user data and event data, just to fall in line, to again give you control.
Yeah.
To make sure you're holding that data for as long as you need to hold it, not for any longer. And again, that's a grey area, but there are, again, little factors around that. So yes, Google Analytics is affected by GDPR in terms of data retention.
Because fundamentally what this is about giving the control of your information to you,
Mm.
Yes.
not allowing the company to be in control of that. It's about you as a consumer. Anyway, there you go.
Awesome. Thank you, David.
Data.
Data controller, data processor.
Sexy data.
I think that wraps it up, guys.
Yes.
Thanks very much for tuning in. Oh, I can't speak. Right, I think that leaves us all, of course, with only the one thing that everyone tunes in for. But should we mix it up? I mean, we've had last week was creativity, which
Be creativity.
I think it's B creativity. I did wonder, is that actually right?
I like the way it flashed it up on the
And
screen
it
as
flashed
well,
up,
just to
be
highlight.
So, I don't know, have we exhausted the David's word of the week, or do we mix it up? Do we go somewhere else for the word of the week? Nah. David.
I so hoped you go somewhere else. So
David, hang on, David. David's word of the week.
control.
Ooh, control. There you go, folks.
Why did he look? He looks
why?
so happy.
Okay,
No, there's a
We need a
reasoning.
description.
Get control of your data.
Oh,
Get-
there it is.
Get control of your data.
Get control of your data.
Wow,
Occasionally
that
why?
sentence there is just completely opened this up. I can totally get it now. Totally get it.
Hashtag
Don't let him
Control.
say anymore. It's done.
I'm done.
Get control of your data.
on that. Thank you very much for tuning in. Please reach out to us at all of our social channels at Thinkbda, on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn.
We're not on Facebook.
Oh,
Sorry.
thank God for that.
Yeah.
Just
It's the way they
LinkedIn
abuse data.
and Instagram and Twitter. No Facebook.
Yeah, and we shall see you all next week. Have a wonderful weekend and a great week. And bye.
Bye.
Stay in control.
Bye.